stuck with that gun.
No, Daddy, relax.
I gotta get back to my wife and my son.
Does your wife know you're Rob Banks?
Hi, Michael. I'm Lee from Popcorn Podcast. Thanks for your time today.
Hey, how are you? I'm holding you're right here in my iPad here, okay?
So you're not playing Candy Crush?
No, I'm not. I'm not. One of my close friends just married an Australian woman. She's number 3 or 4 in the world of best Candy Crush players. Is that the craziest thing?
Is that a thing? I didn't know that was
I don't
a thing.
know. I never. That's just apparently. I don't know.
So why should we all see Ambulance on the biggest screen that we can find?
Because it is a cinema experience. It's a very, the big audiences I've shown it to, they say that it's so immersive. It's really tense and it's like unrelenting. And you just need the sound, and it's just a fun experience. A movie that sort of doesn't stop, and that was sort of the intention. When I told Donna Langley, who runs the studio, president of Universal Pictures, I said, I just want to do a movie. Yes, it'll have great action, but I want tension. I want something where the audience feels like you're in a crime that is so screwed up. You could either be the hostage, you could be the criminal that's being chased, you could be the criminal who's done something noble to save his wife. So I just wanted to put the audience in that different experiential thing. We've all had a fantasy about robbing banks. I think everyone's kind of...
How do you keep that energy up on set to keep everyone sort of in that unrelenting atmosphere, as you said?
Well, I have a very different process. Somehow this word came about called Bayhem. It's a film word. It's actually in a film dictionary. I did not make it up. Crews made it up. Basically, I don't have a trailer. I don't have Video Village. I don't have a director's chair. I'm operating camera, and this was one where you want to be very immediate. Bigger films like Pearl Harbor or Armageddon, where you're doing massive setups, a little different. But this is like very intimate, and I'm right there with the actors. And I'm the type of guy, I get out of my car, I kind of go into a zone, because I put the entire movie in my head, and I'm experiencing the set that I'm going to shoot. And then I grab a camera 5 minutes later, and we're rolling. I like keeping actors out of their trailers, and they like the energy of it. So you get it kind of quick and fast, and I'm fast enough shooter to give the actors a lot of time to play.
We know you like your practical effects to be bigger and bolder each time. How did you push the envelope with Ambulance?
Well, I think having real action is kind of a dying art. It definitely is, and this was basically all real. Bigger, bolder. I mean, listen, I've done big action. I got enough action to last me a lifetime. But this was all about you have to put the character in the middle of that action, or it's just action for action's sake. And it's always about the character when you're doing the scene. It's not about making bigger or bolder. It's just how you keep that emotion going, surprises for the audience.
As a filmmaker, what do you love about using practical effects over CGI?
It's just, Jim Cameron, I have no idea. And I'm friends with Jim. How he's on a stage, blue screen stage, with people with dots all over him for 4 years or 3 years. That would just drive me nuts. That's not my thing. It is, because you can experience it, you can feel it. And I work with some of the best stunt people in the world. And it just energizes you. And it's dangerous, but we're very safe. I've almost lost my life many times, but
well, we saw that footage that you shared on your social media accounts of the ambulance,
and that was me in the black fire suit. I take the dangerous camera position, but I've done that type of stuff more than anybody I think in the world. And you have to know a lot about physics. It was a perfectly planned stunt. It looks out of control to you. It is a planned stunt. It doesn't seem that way. It's movie magic, So that's why my arms went up saying that was perfect.
Does that come down to the fact that you're using a lot of real police officers and
no, that would be all. Those are all stunts. Those are all stunt people that are very good. It's like putting together a football team or soccer team or whatever. Which player goes where? What their great skill is as a stunt person. You were asking about police. I know a lot of police. They seem to like my movies around the world. They've seen Bad Boys, whatnot. But we had 50 real officers in this movie that gave it real authenticity, real snipers, SWAT, undercover, elite, LAPD. It looks and feels real.
It's pretty impressive on such a tight budget too. The cars especially are really cool. How much of the budget was spent on smashing sexy cars?
Well, here's the thing. because of Transformers, I could get any car company in the world to give me cars.
Wow.
So they gave me a lot of free cars. So I thank the car companies. But yeah, it's very hard. This was a challenging budget because the movie got bigger in my head. And I'm all about staying on budget. You know,
Yeah.
we shot in 38 days, which is very fast.
Yeah.
So it tested my skill of like, oh my God, how are we going to get out of this day? How are we going to shoot it all? You know?
Jake was saying that you're very well connected for a filmmaker and you managed to shut down streets and things like that. What makes LA such an ideal location for a film like this?
Well, here's the thing. LA was really hard to shoot. And when I started there when I was 22 directing videos, I knew every location. But I have this thing where I go around the world. Like I've got the space shuttle, the only director in the world that gets the space shuttle twice, being on the pad, a loaded space shuttle. The first to shoot the top of Petra, the first to shoot 40 years on the pyramid at Giza. And I always leave everything exactly how we found it, because bad movie crews can screw it up for everybody else. So it's always about respect for the location. That word travels around. When you go into a world wonder, they will call the other world wonders you've been to, how did it go? And I also am very good at schmoozing my way into things.
I love that.
It's a special skill.
I think my time is up, Michael, but thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.